Hello, hello, and a big welcome to all of you for Creep on June, day 19. I'm Kimberly with Journal Breeze, and I am more than thrilled to be here with you today. I hope that you enjoy the project that I put together for Tracie's challenge. Hasn't this been a blast? Oh my gosh, so much incredible crafting, so many creative ideas. And it just seems to me that because there's so much support and enthusiasm in the Facebook group and online on Instagram, that you're just more willing to try things that you haven't tried before, that you just feel like jumping into areas that might be a little out of your comfort zone. So it's just wonderful on so many levels. I'm just thrilled to be able to host today, to be a part of it. Tracie was one of my very earliest teachers on how to make junk journals. Her digitals were probably the first ones I bought, and her Facebook group is one of the first ones I joined. So this is really special to me, and I hope I don't disappoint. So today is the 19th of June. We're more than halfway there, and I have two makes for you. This was my assignment for the day, and these are my two makes. So I'm going to start with this one. I decided to go with the paper. Oh, well, let me just say, all the links that you need, plus the calendar, are in the description box below, including to the digitals on Love Junk Journals. All right, so this clearly is this. And I did quite a bit of distressing to make it a little bit more on the yellow side, so it looked a little bit more distressed. And my storyline for the day is, Rose shuddered as a stone suddenly dropped to the floor beside her. So we lift out the tag, and there are the stones. I added a shadow person, or a shadow whatever to it, and I put this sort of ominous looking guy's photo up here as a former tenant of Crafty Hall. I made the tag out of the wax seal in the kit, and on the back I took a picture, or I used the tag of the Reverend walking through the cemetery. I decorated the back as well. Since I made everything in May, as soon as we got the kit, I got excited and made my things. I've noticed other people are using this tag with these pictures, but I haven't seen anybody adding the thread to make it look like the wall is moldy or marked up by bugs or who knows what. So I thought that added a nice little kind of creepy look to the whole thing. And then I felt like there were pebbles down here on the ground, so that's why I chose that tag for this prompt. And you can tell that I lined the coin envelope with this coin envelope. I made this one out of 32-pound paper, and I made this one out of a lighter weight, I think 24-pound copy paper. And I used this Reverend who's on the same piece of paper. I love this. I love this one. This is my favorite coin envelope material. Although I love damask, this just, I love it. So Rose is actually visiting here under her little part of the story. And all I did was turn this corner over. I put the brad into the corner before gluing it down. And that's it. That is the entire tag. Easy, but I think creepy, and keeps the story going. And you can do the tag however you like. Again, I used a piece of organza, and we're going to be using that in our other make, so I'll talk a little bit more about that then. But being able to see through it, I think, makes it kind of fun. The other make came to me because the kit was just so incredibly huge and so alluring that I definitely wanted to play with it more, have more fun with it. And I had no idea what you guys were going to do. Again, I made this in May, so I had no idea, really. So I did what called to me from this incredible kit. So here we have the armoire And in my mind, it's like Narnia. And it's in her room, and she notices that there's this black something coming out from around the edges. And she can't figure out what that is. What could that be? Seems to be modulating, moving around. You know, she just doesn't know what it is. So she opens the door, and she notices, a scary bat, a scary face, but she sees stairs. That if she walks through the armoire, she can walk up some stairs. And oh my goodness, there seems to be possibly some spirits over here as well. On the one we're going to make today, these are not left white, by the way. So she walks in to her armoire. And she sees a hallway. What is this? A cross? And seen and noted. Well, that's interesting. And there's a bat and a skeleton of a rat. So I must be in a pretty old place. And another ghost. Pictures of the people who have lived here before is laying on the ground. Oh, and the ghost walks away. She looks like a friendly ghost. Masks come dancing down the hall from this open door behind. And there's a top hat with them. Looks like a party was going on. Yes, in the ballroom. Beautiful. Oh, another set of stairs. Oh, I see a spider. I see another ghost. But again, she looks friendly. She's smiling. The bat. And then there's another spirit back here. A little less defined. Woo! An ominous little girl. Wow, she doesn't want anybody tromping on her territory. Where did she come from? There's no door back there. Where did she materialize from? Wow, I got to get away from her. And off she goes. She made her point. Get out of here, and then she left. Woo! People from the same party, I guess, is the top hat and the masks. And they've got their spiritual energy coming out under their clothing. The door is still battered up. I wonder where they came from. Oh, maybe in this parlor. Looks like they left some friends behind in the break front, in the bookcase. Ooh, some more of the people from the party. Their little bats. Their dresses have some spirit underneath them. And then, finally, she sees the hallway that lets her leave this secret passageway, and she comes out of it through another piece of furniture. And that's what I call my creepy passageway tag book. I hope you enjoyed that. I know that this can be made a million different ways, and so I don't have to show you what to do. Just have fun with the kit. I'm going to show you some other ideas. But mostly what I'm going to show you how to make today is this larger case, because it isn't the size of this. Well, this is actually enlarged. That's how I started it. I enlarged this, but still it couldn't get big enough. And so I ended up drawing it. I'm going to show you how to do it for yourself. But before I do that, I'd just like to say a few more things about the tag, just so you can, make this, all of it. First of all, I enlarged this to fit on the larger tag. And the way that I enlarge, it's easier for me than guessing a percentage larger or a dimension when I'm doing something so much tinier or bigger. It's not very much bigger. I just crop the actual digital page. If you crop the page, it makes everything else left over bigger. So find this page, I forget what the number was, in the ephemera section, and then just remember that it cuts off just this last portion of the lamp, and it stops right before this blue book. Okay, like just eye that so you have a sense of where you want, just the foot of the lamp. Okay, now you might end up, I enlarged a lot of the tags. Some of the tags were large, others I enlarged. So I wanted my whole thing to be larger. You might want to make some of the larger tags smaller and have everything fit into the original one. So it's entirely up to you. Or you might need a size that's unrelated to the one I'm going to talk about. But in any case, I wanted my armoire to fill up the majority of the front of this coin envelope. And then these are some of the tags I used. These, and I played with the door being open and the door being shut. This is the last tag, and this is one of the stairwells. I think it's the original stairwell. And I discovered that it's not necessary to enlarge this, that it can work small or it can work large, either way. This was the first tag in my tag book. But look, this is another tag you could use, and also this one. But you can see how this one's smaller, and these two are the same size, so you'd have to enlarge this. Well, if you want them all the same size, of course, that's not mandatory. This is that one that goes up here that I enlarged to use within the tag book. And this is that little girl leaving. This is another one that could be in the tag book. And then I'm going to make one that uses some of the furniture ones, because I think there's a story to be told about that as well, and it's certainly unexpected. Okay, so making this box. All right. So as I say, I started out trying to make the original bigger, but it would only get this big, this much bigger, and then it came off the page, and then there wasn't enough left over to actually flap over. Plus, it's a little bit uneven here at the top, and you got to account for that. You got to make that tab a little bit longer and make this a little bit shorter. Otherwise, you'll have white showing. So it just was easier to remake it on a piece of the background fabric. Background paper, which to me looks like fabric because it's damask, and I think in terms of fabric. So here's what I did. I laid down my chest, and I laid down, probably more likely I did the chest after I did the box. So I laid down my tags on a piece of paper, and I drew around them, and I kept the shape in mind of this. But I've put together an easier way for you guys to be able to do this. Okay, so here we go. You can be a note taker, or you can just play it back, or you may have your own easier way to do this, but this is pretty easy. All right, so what you want to do is on the side of your paper, you want to come in 5/8 of an inch. I tried to make this dark enough so you could see it, but I still don't know if you can. Let's see if I can get the focus a little bit better. Hold on a moment. It's doing its thing. Huh. I wonder if it thinks it's too close. I'm going to take it out. It seems to be too close. I've never gone that close, I guess. Okay. Okay. So you cut in 5/8 of an inch. So you have a blank piece of paper. This is all, you don't have anything. You're just going to come in 5/8 of an inch. And then you're going to draw the line top to bottom. And then you're going to come up from the bottom 3/4 of an inch. And draw your line all the way across. So this is how you get started. Then the body, you cut out of a different piece of paper, or you can draw it on here. You want to do the body, which is the size of the box itself, is 3.5 inches by 5 5/8 inches. All right, so in 5/8, up 3/4. The height of this doesn't matter. And then what you're going to do is draw the line that has the slashes indicates you'll score, not cut. solid or cut. These are score lines, okay? This piece of paper in the middle, you need to draw a line around all 4 sides, and then you're going to move over 1/4 of an inch on all the sides and do the score line. I have a super duper quilting ruler, so it's really easy to draw over. But a lot of you won't need to draw score lines because you'll just do that on your scoreboard, and that's fine. So that's why I'm giving you the 5/8, because what's left over is what you need for the flap that forms the back. But this side you do need to draw the score line, because it's going to be from the score line over that you do another 3.5 inches. So this is the only score line that you have to draw. And then 3.5 inches, and then that's where you cut it. All right? So what's left is like any envelope. Cut this corner out, cut this corner out, cut this corner out, and cut this corner out. They're just shaped a little bit differently. And don't miter them or make room. It's not necessary, because this gets folded over, this gets folded over, so you want a nice square cut at that point. All right? And then you just literally put it on your scoreboard, fold it on the score lines, and fold it on the line of the box. So you're going to score the solid box lines as well. You're going to cut here, cut that out. It's easier to cut everything out before you score it. And then you're going to have a box as a result. And on the back, I glue this underneath the flap, but I glue the bottom above the flap because I think it looks like a coin envelope when you have the top showing and the bottom showing, but not the side showing. And of course, this key came from the kit, and I backed it with book paper and made it stiff, and so that was good enough for me in terms of being a latch. And then the chest, as I say, I kept making my practices on the printer until it was the right height, and I backed it, but you don't have to. You just have to put one of the stair tags in the back, and whatever you want to put on to have stick out of that wing just seem perfect. Be sure you distress the top and the bottom and the edge, because they will show. And then you glue that. Well, I'll just put it here. Glue it onto the front. This is the back. It'll be like that. And then I used organza to give it just a little bit more eerie look, so it wasn't too much like Narnia. So that's a little on the small side, but that's one way you could do it. You could have sort of a small shadow. But I like having more of a shadow show. So then, I don't know, this one was just sort of around the edges. But then I was thinking, well, what if I played with the whole thing? What if I had the black around the whole thing? I could cut it unevenly so that it's not so solid. But this pretty much covers the top. And I think doing something maybe fun that even sticks out over the edge is going to be my next try. So whatever works for you, whatever black see-through material you have. I think using cheesecloth won't make it look very creepy unless you maybe could dye it black. Organza, it's just easy to tear, see-through kind of rough feeling material. So just as long as it has some sheerness to it, it'll work out fine. So that's it, you guys. I hope that you have found this compelling, that you want to make one or the other. I'd love to see what you do come up with. I left this long like this so it could stick out and look somewhat like spider legs. That was my idea, to have it look spider-leggy when it was sticking out of the box. I don't know if I succeeded on that one. And I'm making my journal for this in here, so I do have another video that does the casebook and the first 7 projects on my channel, in case that's of interest to you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Really look forward to seeing what you all make. Thanks to all of you that have commented on my makes and have shown me some new ideas. I just couldn't be more grateful for this experience. It's just a blast. If you liked what you saw today, I hope you'll click like, and if you'd like to come back, I hope you'll click subscribe. I look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Bye-bye.